Hello, it's your girl Tiffany, Madam Luscious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka the light that shines like its diamonds, also known as your modern day nun, one whom isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign. So please take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Remember, this may apply to your past, your present, or your future. As well as it could have something to do with you, your lover, your family, your friends, your co-workers, your neighbors, or any and everyone in between that you may or may not know. Okay, guys, so with that being said, we are going to get into today's topic slash reading. Okay, so the overall theme of this reading is sexual harassment. Okay, and I'm doing this reading because it has become commonplace in the workplace specifically. I mean, sexual harassment happens on many different levels in many different ways, but it seems as if it has come commonplace. Okay, especially the higher up you go in the work field. Okay, this happens more often than not on many different levels of employment, depending on what type of work you do, who you're working for, or what have you. Okay, but it seems like the higher you go in any type of positioning of employment, this sexual harassment is more commonplace, and it seems to be this evil, wicked, gross, secret protocol, okay, that is acceptable. Okay, so sexual harassment, it is unlawful to harass a person, an applicant, or employee because of that person's sex. Now, sexual harassment is unwelcomed sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and any other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Requiring a person to perform sexually for employment, a job, career, contracts, etc., promotions, advancements, raises, or higher work opportunities is unlawful, thus illegal. This is something, like I said, that happens on many different levels, okay? And it is so disgusting because this happens in government. This happens on executive levels. This happens especially in the industry, of any industry. It is very commonplace, specifically for those who have specific talents, skills, abilities on various different levels, to be sexually harassed to even get the job. Many of you have probably heard of the term called the casting couch, which is a term that is used and it's not something that actually just happens with actors or actresses. Okay, you could be a singer, a dancer, a model, an actor, an actress. You can be in any industry. Okay, sports industries, music industries, film industries, fashion industries. It even happens in government. So it happens amongst politicians. It happens in the military. It happens at Fortune 500 companies on executive levels, okay? And it is hush. And it is so commonplace that people once on these certain levels, they're approached in this way, and then they're belittled and told, there's plenty of other talented people in the world. You can be replaced. If you're not willing to do what it takes to have this position, to have this job, then you shouldn't be here. And it's not something that happens once, okay? Because once you allow that enemy to take advantage of you like that, they just pass you along to all their other high-ranking, elite, official buddies. This is often how people are drugged and forcibly sodomized. There are sexual initiations into certain cliques and groups, into secret societies and covens, and various different levels. And this is forced upon people, but this all falls under sexual harassment. People are forcibly made to participate in homosexual activity just because they have a talent, skill, or ability. Just because they're chasing that dream of having the career of a lifetime that they want. And this is more commonplace because the more money that you make, the more money that you are offered. If you want that deal, if you want that lucrative career, especially if you are striving for fame and fortune, this is a requirement. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if you refuse, if you fight back, there are dire consequences. Oftentimes, you are still sexually taken advantage of, and then you are blacklisted or blackballed or prevented from ever working in that field ever again. Forget your education. Forget your knowledge. Forget any degrees that you have, any training that you have. Forget the level of talent, skill, or ability that you have obtained. That is probably only 10% of the qualifying factors for you to be in that position. It becomes, who did you fuck to get the role, to get the spot, to get the position? It happens amongst executives, producers, directors, managers, and so on. Having to suck and fuck your way to the top. And even once you're at the top, it does not stop. Sodomy is being forced upon people. Because then it's not even just sex. It becomes about breaking you. It becomes about humiliating you. It becomes about degrading you. Grown as men who are otherwise heterosexual are forcibly feminized and turned out by way of sodomy. Women get it the worst. We have the most holes. And every one of them are grossly invaded by powerful business moguls that expect you to prove how bad you really want it. Oh, I thought you wanted this promotion. I thought you wanted this advancement. I thought that you were ready to rise to the top. But of course, you can only get there by being a Jezebel. Before you know it, you are being pimped out and passed around and trafficked from one to the other. The higher up you want to go. And sometimes individuals say, well, fine, I've had sex before. I have sex with the boss once, get the position, don't have to deal with this anymore. That's until you go for that meeting with that boss. And he sexually ravaged you however he likes you. And then when he's done, he gets up and tell you, you're going places, girl. I'm going to make you a star. You're going to be famously worldwide known. And you're sitting there feeling degraded, trying to get yourself together. And that powerful business mogul walks out the room of the penthouse or his office or the mansion. And 2, 3, 4, 5 others come in and run their train on you. Now you on this gravy train that you didn't know anything about. And you continue to be brutalized in such a way. This is sexual harassment. You're a musical artist and you go to the studio, and you can't go to the studio and lay a track without sucking and fucking a whole crew that's there. That is sexual harassment. Then you slut shamed. And it's spread around that you're a good hoe. You become a pro hoe at this point. You get the position. If you're a good little whore, and you find out the majority of your revenue comes from you sucking and fucking different powerful individuals, wealthy, powerful individuals in power. And see, the way they do it, is see, it may start off as a simple sexual encounter with your publicist or your manager or something. But see, when they tell you, oh, I got you that big lucrative deal, you're gonna go and meet with this big powerful business mogul, okay, you're thinking this is a regular business meeting. No, because that big powerful business mogul is going to speak business with you for a few minutes about where your career is going, where you want your career to go, what you know, this, that, and the other, how much money you can make in this, that, and the other. Then they want to see how bad you want it. See, it may have just been a little simple sexual encounter with your manager, who's technically your handler, till he passes you on to someone else. Oh, they even have, don't get it twisted, it's not just men. They even have the women that's in power. Many of them are more ruthless than the men. Don't think that they won't brutalize you and have you brutalized as well. And they'll go and find the biggest overgrown dick to tear you to shreds, to break you in. This is sexual harassment, people. You should not have to be subject to being turned out, pimped out, passed around, trafficked to have a specific career, to reach a specific level. And this is going on every single day, especially amongst those in power. And they can't speak out about it. They can't talk about it. But ain't nobody keeping me from talking about it. It is sexual harassment. What I don't quite understand is why the hell they don't all the artists team up together and refuse to fucking work. Because the individuals, if you think about it, the individuals that you're working for do not have, even though they have the money to own, run, rule, and control everything, and owning this and owning that, studios and all this other kind of shit. They don't have your talent, skill, or ability. This is the reason why they need artists. But if you're being treated like this, it makes me wonder why the artists don't just refuse to work for their ass as long as they are fucking being treated that way. But see, this is where the powers that be come in. This is where all the satanic, masonic, demonic shit come in. And they scare these people into submission. It is sexual harassment. And it does not matter what level of work you are on. If you worked at McDonald's and somebody sexually harassed you and you reported this, something would be done about it right away. If you worked at a telephone company, Walmart, any simple everyday company where regular everyday type average Joe people worked and there was a situation of sexual harassment, something would be done about it right away. Oftentimes when you go to your training, you not only learn about the HIPAA laws, you also learn about sexual harassment and every other thing that they teach you about in training per the company guidelines. But it seems that these rules, regulations, and bylaws just kind of disappear the higher up you go. The more money you make, because this is now a requirement of you. Many people in sororities and fraternities and secret societies like Freemasonries and all the other ones, your Skull and Bones, your Knights and Templars, your Jets, all of this. Your Cabal, your Boule, it doesn't matter. Your witch covens, your satanic cult, there's always some type of sexual initiation. Why? Well, first of all, the back structure of all those different organizations is Luciferianism. It's devil worship. That's where the sodomy comes into place. They're paying their homage to Lucifer, to their God, by way of these sexual initiations, this sex magic, these sex rituals. That's why everything, it doesn't matter what genre you're looking into, what's going on, it all ends up leading right to some type of sexual initiations. In some way, shape, form, or fashion. And this is a requirement. This is a requirement. People are being set up, forced to do this. They're propositioned with this, okay? And then what they do is what I call fuck record you. They record these things to have some type of blackmail leverage to dangle over your head when you can't take it no more, when you want out, to prevent you from telling the secrets. They record you. They also get you in compromising positions. Well, they record you in many different ways, and they do it several different times. So that person you have that meeting with tell you, well, look, if you want the position, you got to do something for me. I'll help you, but you got to want to help yourself. This is what you got to do. They record you. And then you get the invitation to the mansion parties, the yacht parties, the island parties. And you get slipped something. And you're convinced then that you got to have some type of gay or homosexual activity. Well, that gets recorded. None of these sex tapes you want to come out, but they record you on purpose to hold this leverage over your head. Well, then they get you in compromising positions. Many of them end up stuck and end up silenced. Because they'll get them in compromising positions with individuals underage that they have purposely planted at these little parties that they go to. And you're convinced to go in here and rape this girl or have sex with this person, this young boy, or whatever. Whether you've been slipped something and under the influence or what have you. That's recorded too. These are all things that often gets done to people, more often than not, on a higher level of people in power, in government, in authority, in the industry. But just the surface level of sexual harassment, this is commonplace on various different levels. See, it's levels to the shit. The sexual harassment goes on, okay? So you could just work at, some tech company, and you get called in to see the boss, and you want that executive office, you want that big promotion, you want that position. This is just a tech company. You have that private meeting, the boss have taken a liking to you. You get that meeting, get called in to see the big boss. And your boss sexually makes sexual advances towards you. Basically, subliminally telling you, if you want this position, you got to have sex with me. And oftentimes, you know how many people have went along with it because they can't afford to lose their jobs. You could be in a relationship, you could be married, you could have a family, everything. This is a lot of times why people get caught up in these compromising situations like this. And guess what? As soon as you deny that big boss, that big business mogul, you're fired. And see, that's what people, and then there's really nothing you can do about it. You fire, because that's what people don't understand, what the equal employment opportunity means. A lot of people look at the equal employment opportunity as a person can't discriminate against you from getting a particular type of job or applying for a particular type of job. That's what they told you on the surface. What you do not know is that was put into place because that it enables bosses, CEOs, managers to fire you at any given point in time without giving you explanation. So even so, now that, and that cleared them from being sued for discrimination purposes. Okay? So now they don't have to explain why they fired you. They don't have to give you an explanation. They can just fire you. But what they told you on the surface is, well, this would keep people from, because this was brought about because things were coming up where certain jobs wasn't, hiring certain, like, people of color, or, not paying people fairly, different things like that. Okay? So a lot of people, working class people, was like, oh, this is great. So now this gives me an opportunity to go after a different type of job, a specific type of job, but they, can't legally discriminate against me. But discrimination is still a factor, a big factor in any industry, any level of employment. They just don't have to explain it to you anymore. They just refuse to give you the job and not give you an explanation. You ever applied for a job and they told you were overly qualified? And you probably sit there like, what the fuck does that mean? Well, if I'm overly qualified, then that means I'll be more than good enough to do the damn job. But if I'm here, then obviously I need a job. And I know, if you know I'm overly qualified for the job, I know I'm overly qualified for the job, which means that I shouldn't have no problem with getting this job. That's just a nice way of saying, we're really discriminating against you for another reason. We don't want to give you this job. Okay? But they don't even have to say that. So with the equal employment opportunity being put into place, if you were sexually, if you were going for a promotion or a raise in a specific way, okay, and then your boss made sexual advances towards you and you refused, now this boss can fire you. You come to work the next day, this boss can fire you without reason, without cause, without explanation, and you cannot sue that company. You cannot sue that boss. And anything you say against this person, oh, this, that, and the other happened, I was wrongfully terminated, you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? In a court of law. You will waste your time, you will waste your money. Okay? Because most businesses have big, powerful lawyers, okay, who shoo away regular, everyday, average Joe, working class people like you or I every single day. They'll just say, oh, you're just a disgruntled employee. This person is making these things up just because they no longer have their job. You'll be dismissed. And you'll be basically feel like you're violated all over again. This is the reason why things like that are put into place. These are the things that people don't know. They are protecting the big bosses, the CEOs of these companies, to secretly hush what is really going on behind the scenes with things like sexual harassment. Okay? So once again, it is unlawful to harass a person, an applicant or employee, because of that person's sex. Sexual harassments consist of unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors. This includes sexual propositions of any kind, whether verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Slapping you on the butt, grabbing your breasts, feeling on you, rubbing on you, kissing on you. Exposing themselves to you. Blatantly coming out and telling you off, asking you for sex, getting you in compromising positions. Okay? Requiring a person to perform sexually for employment. So if your boss wants a little fellatio from you, okay, that's still sexual harassment. Even if your boss says, you know, I'm really attracted to you, I just want to eat your pussy, that's still sexual harassment. Now, if you're attracted to your boss and your boss is attracted to you, and as two adults, y'all decide to do what you do, then this would be consensual on both of you all's parts. But if somebody is requiring you to have sex to even get a job or a position, or have a career, get a specific contract, get a specific deal, sign on to some type of label or something, give you some type of promotions, advancements, raises, or for you to get a higher working opportunity, it is sexual harassment. But a lot of times what happens is people get tricked, okay? Especially people who come into the industry, okay? So you meet with certain people and different things like that, okay? And everything is sweet, everything is nice when they first bring you in. They may take you to mansion parties, yacht parties, all they show you the good life. All the fancy cars and the extravagant gifts and the clothes and all the money and access to all the drugs and the alcohol and every damn thing that you want, to show you the good life upon everything. And then you sign that contract. And the fine print of that contract basically says that they own you. So if they want you to look a certain way, sound a certain way, dress a certain way, perform a certain way, That's all in the fine print of that contract. Anything that we require you to do in alignment with your contract, you have to do. So you sign that contract and you show up to work. Boss wants to see you. Now you put in a compromising position. You think you on. You got a big sign-on bonus and everything. They allow you to think you on and popping. You're doing good. You're feeling good. And then you show up. And they want to run a gangbang on you. You got to screw this one and that one and suck this one and that one and the third. All this shit. And it comes after you are in these contracts. Now you can't get out this contract because these are legally binding. You break the contract. But then they will still do things to cause all kind of troubles and problems and different things for you when they're the ones who are abusing you. Okay, guys, so this is what we're talking about. Sexual harassment. Okay? So these lover situations, when it comes to sexual harassment, people get in these situations here and various different things. A lot of times these people who are propositioned sexually by individuals that they work with or work for, they have addictions, different type of addictions. These could be obviously sex addictions, drug addictions, alcohol addictions, addictions of different kinds. These individuals are evil. They're wicked. They abuse their power and their authority to manipulate and control other people here, which brings us to our next message here. To stop the bullying. How are you a leader, but you manipulate and control others by trying to bully them into submission? So see, this is how people who are sexually harassed, especially on a higher level, end up in these compromising lovers positions. Okay? Because they're being bullied by leaders, by people in power and authority who manipulate them and control them by bullying them into submission here. Domestic violence occurs, domestic abuse, all kinds of violence occurs. You end up raped, beat, sodomized, mistreated in various different ways. This is heartbreaking. This causes heartache. Not only that, you see the tape here? It's recorded. They not only fuck you, but they record you too. Through illegal surveillance, hidden cameras, recording you against your will. Revenge porn, sex tapes, to hold over your head as leverage here. This often, like I said, happens to people who are stars, superstars, celebrities. But this also happens to people in government, military, politicians, executive, individuals, people on all levels. Sexual harassment occurs. And it has become commonplace for this to go on. They're bullied, manipulated, and controlled, bullied into submission. They're forcibly made to partake in sexual activities, and it is recorded and it is held over their head. And this is the reason why Spirit is telling you that you have to pay attention to the enemy's subliminal witch language. Okay? These situations, these toxic situations, toxic lover situations, sexual situations, there's no love involved. These toxic sexual situations. The high priestess here, this is secret information. This is secret knowledge. This is occultic knowledge. This is something that is hidden on a higher level, that goes on, that is hushed up, that is covered up. And all of these leaders, all of these authority figures, all of these high-ranking, wealthy people in power that manipulate and control, enslave and abuse the people under them. They're all partners in crime. They all know this goes on. They're all a part of this. They're all partners in crime. These are authority figures, elite individuals, higher powers who do these things in secret, in hiding. Okay? These individuals also invade and violate your privacy. They watch you illegally surveillance you, record it, and they make money off of it as well. They make money off of you as well. It doesn't matter what position you're in, okay? I guarantee you, whoever you're working for makes more money than what you make off of you. Secret hidden treasure island here. These stars are often invited to secret locations where there are all type of sneaky, freaky, creepy things that goes on in darkness behind the scenes, behind closed doors. That's the truth and the clarity. You see these people naked out here, okay? This is where prostitution, sex trafficking comes in. Okay? What they're forcibly made to do for money. Nothing at all to do with how talented or skilled or the abilities that they have, how educated they are, what degrees they have. This is commonplace and a requirement. And either you know what you got to do to get it and you with it or not. But once you in, ain't no way out. That is, unless you blood it out. Because many of these jokers are cold-blooded killers. They have many bodies. Murder, harm, death, destruction, illness, injuries, lies, deceptions, disruptions, chaos, tragedy will occur oftentimes by rejecting these individuals whom sexually harass you. So these bad, toxic love affairs you end up trapped in. It drains and sucks the life from you. You're being used and abused sexually, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. It's all done in secret. It's all done in hiding. And you're grossly manipulated and abused by the very people who stand as our leaders, who are in authority, who are elite, prominent people in power. And this is heartbreaking. It causes you sorrow because of the betrayal. It causes you pain and misery, anguish and loss. Disappointment causes your feelings to be hurt, causes you to cry tears, sadness and anger of how you are used and abused by individuals that when you were a nobody, you once looked up to. You had no idea they were so mean and surly and awful and ruthless and disgusting the way they are. But the fact of the matter is, they care way more about themselves than they care about you. Because spirits say they hate you. They are partners in crime and they team together. They work against you. They set these individuals up. They target you specifically. They betray you. They sabotage you. And do you know that these partners in crimes, these leaders that abuse their power and their authority, that manipulate you and control you by bullying others into submission, they have the audacity to take insurance policies out on you. And see, this is why I say, this is the reason why that a lot of people in power, after a while, they're worth more dead than alive. And many of these leaders, they cocky enough, arrogant enough to tell you so. Shaka Khan told the world that once before. Right after Whitney Houston passed away. More so right after Whitney Houston was murdered. Yeah. These are evil, wicked games that they play. Record labels, publishing companies, business moguls, tech agencies, organizations, executives, CEOs. This happens to artists and people in power on a high authority who make a lot of money oftentimes. These are the very individuals who are watching you illegally, uploading all kinds of things, get to upload it to the dark web all the time. They're making hella money off of these people, off of these sex tapes that circle around amongst the partners that's in crime here. You also, Spirit say, have to be careful. Okay? You have to be careful whom you accept food, drinks, and gifts from. Because they are known for the spell work that they do. Yeah, many of these people in power, they are instantly put under some form of mind control, MK Ultra, programming, mind control, brainwashing, and monarch programmings, and beta sex kitten programmings, and government experimentations, and all types of things. Satanic, Masonic, demonic practices is a normal amongst these people. They do spell work on you. They will also poison you. They will also drug you to get what they want out of you. They will do some form of witchcraft on you. And we have the Tower here. Many of them go through all of this just to be a superstar, just to be someone that's a household name, that's on a higher level of power or authority, making a lot of money, and it all ends up falling down to some tower tragic situation when people are sacrificed. They use you, abuse you, and then they sacrifice you. This is when problems of any kind happen: murder, death, harm, illness, injury, deceptions, disruptions, destructions, chaos. Okay? Tragic news. A sudden shakeup of things, sudden upheavals, tragic things occurring. It's when oftentimes people are set up in various different ways, hurt and harmed in various different ways. Okay? These individuals are also surveillance 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or through their phones, on their phones. These phones are nothing but spyware. Okay? Many of these individuals are often witnesses to gruesome murders. Many snuff films are made. The higher up you go, the more money you go, or the more money you make, and different things. Okay, then things go into a blood sacrifice. Cause see, we're talking about sexual harassment, particularly in this reading, but these things go into a lot deeper things, especially when you are talking about persons on a higher level. Okay? So when these things happen, the sexual harassment happens, These individuals that you work for, you see how he's sitting here and he's thinking deep in his thoughts, fantasizing about this woman here who's an artist, how he's going to sexually proposition her. He's somebody that's a leader, and he wants to bully her by manipulating and controlling her, bullying her into submission. You want this position. You have to be in this courtship with me, this relationship with me. And many are forced to do so, or go along with doing so. Many are unaware that you're recorded, and this puts you in despair. Many of them feel like, you see that not hiring sign back there in the back? Get in a position where you're threatened. If you don't do this, then you would lose your job, then you would lose your money, then you would be no more. But you do it, and you still end up in despair, heartbroken, and heartache, sadness. How you are grossly, sexually abused, degraded, and humiliated. And the first chance they get, they record it. And the first chance they get, they throw it in your face. Oh, you don't remember what you did last night? They do it to the men and the women. Okay? This is how these people, these stars here, these people in power, the higher up you go, the more so this is commonplace and will happen. And you are forced into these sexual situations with other people just for you to come up in any type of way. Spirit say you have to pay attention to the enemy's subliminal witch language, because they will send you messages, news, information, and communication. They receive some type of messaging from individuals. Okay? And oftentimes, these individuals end up overworked and underpaid for this, what is all required of them. This is all secret. This is all hidden. Many of these individuals, like I said, many of these individuals, they may be married, they may be, which compromises them, compromises their marriages. Okay? But when it comes to celebrities and people higher up in power and government and different things, there are forced arranged marriages as well, by individuals who are bullying them, controlling them, their handlers and different things, who are all partners in crime, to control, have this control over them. And see, once you fall prey to this, it never ends. It persists. And you're in this persistent energy of despair, and it brings about this change here. It brings about this change here. And before you know it, you're stuck. You're restricted. You're unable to move. You're a sex slave. Caged. Continuously in these sexual situations that have you in despair. Prostitution. Human trafficking. And oftentimes, y'all, we're not just talking about, a quick hookup, 10, 20 minute, 30 minute, little sex session, something sensual. No, these are very disgusting and degrading things that they often require of you, want of you. Many of these individuals end up trapped, sex slaves, meeting up in people's mansions and different things, or big businesses and corporations or hotels, where people on a higher scale making more money oftentimes get these messages, get these invitations for special occasions in people's mansions with these cold-blooded killers here. This is what they're told to do. You want great fortune? You want that promotion? You want that bonus? If you want that bonus, you gotta bone us. Yeah, that's what bonus is. See, the English language is which language on its own. Everything means double of anything. It can be flipped. It can be reversed and perverse. You want that bonus, you gotta bone us. That's the reason why this great fortune is sitting here with this 3 of Swords. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to do what it takes to get it? You want that bonus, you gotta bone us. Us. Do you understand? Us is plural, more than one. They hate you. See, even if you bone, you want that bonus and you bone them for that great fortune, you got to still understand that they're going to be working against you. They still setting you up. You still a target to them. They're still going to betray you and sabotage you and be disloyal unto you. They're going to make more money off of you than you get from them for whatever it is that they want you to do. You got great fortune and sudden wealth sitting here back to back together. See, these folks at these labels and different things that offer you these contracts, these signing on bonuses and different things that y'all have to sell out for. You have to sell your soul and your morality and everything for. They false persons. They're wearing a mask. You see them? That's why oftentimes, that's why the masquerade balls and different things, eyes wide shut, goes on at these mansions and different things. They're wearing a mask. See, before the people, oh, they dressed all nice. Their hair all perfect. They may smell good. They dress good. They got on their Sunday best every day. They sharp. They ain't got on a thing that's cheap. But they wearing a mask because behind the scenes they are savages. Disgusting, degrading, painful, hurtful, harmful, wicked, evil, unbelievable things go on behind the scenes. This is what goes on. This is what it takes if you about making them money moves. If you want to be that artist, if you want to be high ranking, high up in power, then what it takes. It's what you got to do. That's why the sexual harassment in government, amongst the politicians, amongst people in authority and in power, in every angle of the industry, the sexual harassment is commonplace. As a matter of fact, it is a requirement. No ifs, ands, buts about it. For your occupation. This sits here under lovers, imprisonment, occupation. You got to be a sex slave if you want this occupation. This sits here on be careful who you accept food, drinks, and gifts from because it's cursed. Spell work, poisons, drugs, witchcraft for this occupation here. This sit here on the same road with great fortune, sudden wealth, false person, occupation. Who causes these towers to collapse in your life? Who you think you got to bone? If you want that bonus, you got to bone us. Oh, wealthy, filthy, rich, mature men and official persons in power, baby. That's who. That's who like it nasty, nasty. that sits here on the message house. Okay? Wealthy man and official person came out together that sits here on the tower. They will ruin your life to the likes of which you ain't never seen before. But you wanted to be that privileged lady. You wanted to be that privileged man. And you got that opportunity. This has people in concern. You end up being in concern. Because you're stuck. Oh, it's so fun when you first get in, ain't it? Until you realize ain't no way out. Till you realize that it ain't no way. You trapped. Despair, imprisonment, love. You're trapped. See, people say the root of all evil. That money is the root of all evil, but it's actually the love of money is what is the root of all evil. Your love for that money, it is what is evil, not necessarily the money. What people will do for money is what make it evil. What lets people would go to for money is what make it evil. People who has money and how they misuse, abuse, and mistreat other people for the money. And see, they use you and abuse you and treat you like this because they got all the money. And you need that money. You want that money. So it's what you got to go through, and it's what you have to do to get that money, which makes the money evil. Privileged lady concerned with the wealthy man here. You're trapped. You're imprisoned as a sex slave, a prostitute, being human trafficked from lover to lover and all kind of situations in despair. And where these messages of concern come in. When you have to travel, they're told you have to travel from place to place to go see these official persons. These official persons are the ones that's in power and authority. These mature men here, these are just wealthy, ultra rich men in power. These messages of concern, this is where this journey come in at. It's just trafficking here for this money. This is the pathway that they tell you have to take. Is you is, or is you ain't, my baby? Well, it's the path you got to take. You see them monarch butterflies, baby? We can get it. But only for a life. Death. See, you thought all that sucking and fucking with sodomites were gonna be enough to get you there, but you see only for a life. Then you got to come up off a sacrifice. You see what I'm saying here? If you want that high honor, that's what they tell you. Gonna take you higher. How high you want to go? How high you want to go? Because we can get it some more. We need you to pick up a package for us. Pick up a little package for us. Travel with this little package for us. You want to go higher? How bad do you want to go higher for Mr. Wealthy Man? He got what you want. He got what you need. You want that unexpected income? You got to do some dangerous things now. You got to do some unorthodox, unjustifiable, illegal, cruel, and unusual things. Now, if you want those gifts, you want to keep getting that unexpected fortunes. And see, they treat the men and the women alike. What they don't tell you is that this all ends in blood sacrifice, or one, or these individuals in bad health. See, that's how it goes amongst those of them who are in power. The ultra rich, the ultra wealthy. Okay? These individuals that come to you sexually propositioning you, spirits say they are foes. They're the enemy. They're your opponents. These are the ones that you are working for, that you have to work for. They tell you that they want you in service for them. They want you to work for them. You're so excited. You get the opportunity of a lifetime. You just don't know how low you got to go. Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never ever stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Cha-cha, real smooth. Servant. So what's to have you in despair here? You got to be a servant. This is a sex slave. You got to perform duties for who you're working for. This enemy, this opponent that you're working for, honey, that's sexually exploiting you, sexually manipulating you, sexually harassing you. You got to be a servant. This here is a sex slave. You can call it what you want. That is a slave. A modern day slave. In today's term, y'all are willing slaves. Y'all are puppets on a string for Mr. Wealthy Man that you got to be constant lovers with. They're the ones sending you the messages. This is the one give you them invitations for them special occasions. Yeah, these are the ones that you got to meet in their mansions and their Fortune 500 companies and different things, okay? Where they can talk business with you, huh? Yeah, they the ones that's a specialist in particular fields of studies. These the ones that before you was anybody, you looked up to. You said they was knowledgeable. Or they was into academics. They got degrees and things. They highly educated in things. They're who you be working for. These the enemies. These your opponents. You got to be the servant, the sex slave, if you want this money, honey. Because you're working for the enemy. And this lifestyle here will have you in sorrow, in pain, in misery. They like it when you're young. When you're young women and you're young men and you're eager to succeed. You're eager to succeed. But when you find out what you got to do for that money, what you got to do for that sudden wealth, it might surprise you. It might shock you. Especially when it gets down to the nitty gritty of what you got to really be involved with. Mixing and mangling with these false persons that's wearing these masks here. That's the type of thing that had you sad and depressed with melancholy here. That's why these people in these occupations, they come off like they got so much and they living so good and all kinds of things, but you can see it in their eyes. That's why all the time you see a lot of them people wearing shades at nighttime. So eyes is the window to the soul. Many of them end up sad and depressed, experiencing misfortune. Because the very ones that they have trusted have used and abused them in multiple ways. Used and abused them in multiple ways. Okay? Hold on just a minute, guys. And so in the beginning, with frivolity here, many of you have a lack of seriousness. Light-hearted approach to what's really required of you. But see, these people that you're working for, like I said, they're the enemy, they're the opponent. They get into some very sneaky, freaky, creepy things on down the line for you to continue to make it. These are the type of things that'll make you sigh over what you really have to endure, what you really have to go through, what you really have to be a part of. Because it's not just about sucking and fucking these multiple lovers here. Okay? It's a lot that you got to do to get this wealth, to get this power, to get these gifts here. Okay? To get this money from these lords here. These folks in authority, these people in power, these people of influence here. Okay? That's when these trafficking, these dealings, these trades, and different things come into play here. Yeah, see, you trafficked all over the place. You prostituted all over the place. Now, I'm talking about on a higher level, though, guys. Those of you who are being sexually harassed or have known someone who has been sexually harassed, like I said, there's levels to different things. Okay, once you get up into the range of individuals who are making millions of dollars on up, okay, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that is required that they have to do, that they are forced to partake in and do. Okay, because now at this point, it goes beyond sexual harassment because their lives are in jeopardy now. Okay, I told you, once you in, ain't no way out. You understand? Now, those who are sexually harassed on a lower level, your particular boss or the CEO or the manager of the company or what have you, he may just regularly continue to request sexual favors for you. Okay? This may be something that he does with multiple persons in your office. Okay? But when you get into the branch of making millions and billions of dollars, some of this other stuff that I'm talking about is where these things come into place. Okay? Now, if you work for some type of you work in an executive building or on a, in a tech company or something like that, a corporate office or something like that, it may stay on that level of the individuals that you're working with and working around and partners with and different things like that. Okay? Those are individuals who are still, you know what I'm saying, you may, your salary may be in the, several $100,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? You're still not in the tax bracket of individuals who are making millions or more a year. Okay? A lot of these other things that goes on, I'm making in reference to them. But sexual harassment still goes on the levels. You're making several $100,000s of dollars a year. This will still put you in a tax bracket, in the classification of middle class. Okay, so you are still working for individuals on a higher level. You understand what I'm saying? So it is still possible, very well possible. It does happen. One being sexually harassed in various different levels. Now, usually on those levels, you may be invited into a specific secret society and different things. Okay, and this may be where these sexual initiations and different things go on or whatever. Okay. So nevertheless, okay, a lot of these things that goes on, it have you all up in your head, okay, and sorrow. Many people face misfortune, sadness, misery, depression, loss, okay, because of what the enemy has you all doing, especially when it comes down to these trafficking situations that's going on, having to have these reunions with various individuals and what they want you doing in these rooms, okay, meeting up in hotel rooms with people. And this is what's going on. This is what individuals have to do for these fortunes, for this money, okay. With individuals who are with haughtiness, with individuals who are very arrogant, superior, possessive, controlling, manipulative, okay. That's the and that you have to travel, okay, take trips, go on journeys, travel. Often some are trafficked even to see these individuals. This has people in despair. This often have individuals in despair. Okay, actually this go here. See, y'all are the sweethearts. You see how she's sitting there reading that letter here? These be these special invitations. Okay, these special invitations for you to reunite and travel to see certain people and meet up with them in hotel rooms and different things. And you have to travel, or either you're trafficked to these different places here. This is what you have to do for this money. This is what has these people in despair. This is what had these people in despair of what all they have to endure, and why oftentimes it leads to death. Okay? Because these people end up stuck. You know? You see this? They have to go to these special occasions, these events and different things, where it seems like, you know, everything is cheerful and glamorous and a good time and all this, that, and the other. But it's a whole sexual oasis that's going on behind the scenes. These people are imprisoned. They're sex slaves. They're being used and abused by pleasure seekers who do this for their amusement, who do this for their enjoyment. You understand? Okay, guys. And oftentimes, this leads to loss and disappointment for many of these people. Many of them are faced with having to see doctors, having to retreat, having to recover, having to heal. Many of them may contract illnesses, infections, sicknesses. Many of them are often hurt, battered, bruised, torn, in all types of ways, guys. This is what really goes on. This is what really goes on. And it's all kind of people involved. Yeah. Even people in the church. Priests, pastors, bishops, apostles. Yeah. Sitting here hand in hand with these lords, these people in power, these people in authority of influence, these masters, these rulers over things that's linked to this sex trafficking and prostitution and things, okay? And just like a little puppy, you have to be loyal and faithfully dedicated to doing what they want you to do, okay? You have to be loyal and dedicated to doing what they want you to do, because these false persons here, because of these false persons that you are working for, that's controlling you in different ways. Even their wives know what's going on, and is used and abused in a way and turn a blind eye to a lot of the things that goes on. Okay, guys? So this sexual harassment, it happens on various different levels. It's more commonplace. The higher up you go, the more money you make. These are things that's going on every day. And it's like it's acceptable. It's readily acceptable. These third-party situations are going on. People are being forced to have sex for money. Like I told you. It's not about your talent, skill, or ability. That's only about 10% worth of anything, just to even get you there, just to get you noticed, really. For them to decide how they, where they, how they want to market you, where they can use you at, how they can promote you, how they can advance, and this, that, and the other. Okay? You end up having to work hard. Okay? It started off on a lower mundane level of the 3 of coins. You said that the 3 of coins go to the 7 of coins here. When you finally get in service, which you see on a lower level, one of these foes approach you. See if you with it. That may be the publicist, the manager or something. They spread the word. Get you that meeting. This person is big, powerful business mogul here that you'll get this meeting with. And it's found out, oh, you willing to go. You really want this. That's when you become this sex slave here. That's when you can get bounced to this 9 of coins. You see how it went to the 3 of coins, to the 7 of coins, to the 9 of coins. This sitting here on the servant here that performs duties here. That's a sex slave. This is why you get in a position. This is the reason why you're getting a bonus, the advancement. You're getting a bonus because you boned us. So now we are offering you this 9 of coins here. We'll offer you a little success, triumph, victory here with the 6 of wands. Okay? Yeah, because you was a good little whore and you was willing to fuck the emperor, the head honcho, the HNIC, the head nigga in charge. Yeah. You wanted it bad. You understood the assignment. You knew what you had to do to get it and you was with it, so you took that leap of faith. And you had to work hard for it. You worked hard for the money. So hard for the money. You work hard for the money. And you thought they was going to treat you right. You thought that King of Pentacles was going to treat you right. That man that was grounded, he was stable, he was secure. He dressed good, he looked good, he smelled good. You thought if you did what you had to, that they were going to treat you right here. You worked hard for them. Multiples of them. Multiples of them. So it ain't just one of them. You see how they pass you around? That King of Pentacles came out with that King of Cups. Multiples of them. You see what I'm saying? You see how by the time you went to meet with to have that meeting with the big boss here, to get offered this 7 of coins, this is you doing. The 7 of coins talks about work that has not paid off yet. You're working hard for something and waiting on a harvest to come in with the 7 of coins here. This sits here with the King of Pentacles and the King of Cups came out together, baby. You had to fuck them both in that meeting there. You worked hard for the money. And you thought by doing so they were going to treat you right. They advanced you to the 9 of coins. But see, and then they gave you a little taste of that success, triumph, victory here, that public recognition here with the 6 of wands. But then you realize they done bumped your ass back down to the 5 of coins because now you done been neglected. You being mistreated. You being left out in the cold. But you are still required to have all these multiple levels. You see how he's sitting there with these multiple levels? Then what goes on? This is what the emperor do. This is how the emperor gets down, baby. By now, you done realize you playing the game. You dancing with the devil. You took the deal. You said you were sure. You working for the devil with that big bad D there. You see that big old D on the devil there? Yeah, that devil told you a new one, didn't he? But I want you to see something that you might not be able to see. Let me get it closer for you. You see all them people, all them naked folk back there with the devil? These all these folk that be at these sex parties and these orgies and threesomes and different things here with the devil, with that big old D here. The devil talk about addictive patterns of behavior, toxicity, bad habits, addictions, like sex addictions. You signed that contract, you took that deal, you took that oath, you sold out to the satanic powers that be, and you sold your soul to the devil. Now you chained to the devil because you wanted that great fortune. You wanted that great fortune, and so you got to keep on doing it. You got to keep on doing it. They just keep it coming. All these different levels, all these multiple levels here. Now you feeling like you defensive. You feeling defensive. You feel like you need to protect yourself here. Because now you know you're being used for sure. But if you want to keep that money coming in with the Ace of Coins here, then when you have to get involved with other things. Then when you got to keep on doing this. You steady being used and abused, prostituted, pimped out, passed around, trafficked, blood sacrifice, the killing and abuse of children, and some more shit here. Spirits say that that's truth, that that's clarity. Look what type of freak nasty shit he liking. Nasty, nasty, baby. Now we into some BDSM here. Now we into some bondage here. Now we into some slave master shit here. Oh, you want me to tie you up, huh? You want to be spanked, huh? You want to role play, huh? What's your safe word? Huh? This is what's going on, huh? It's a different type of play here. Okay? Sticks and stones break my bones, but whips and chains excite me. This is how y'all end up hurt. The Four of Swords here, in need of recovery and healing, being broke down. Look at her closely. You see how you can damn near see her ribs coming up out her back? Do you see his hand up at her mouth, how he is forcing her some drug, something in her mouth, keeping her intoxicated? Don't think it's a game when it's really not. This is what you have to endure. This is what you have to continuously endure to keep these Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. You got to screw these Hierophants. Hierophants are individuals who are leaders, who are in power. Do you understand? Do you see how every one of these is sitting here with multiple letters? This is how they get down. He got them both on their knees, begging them please. Do you see how it really goes down? This is what has them in despair here. This is why they end up in the energy of the Ten of Wands, burdened, problematic situations, hardships, because of all that one has to endure. From something that started from sexual harassment. This is continuous sexual harassment. This go deeper than the average level of sexual harassment here, okay? Because these are multiple different partnerships and relationships. To keep them partnerships, to keep your job, to keep your positions, to get higher, to make more, you have to keep being involved in these partnerships and random different relationships here, okay? Which causes you heartache and pain with the Three of Swords here, okay? Which leads to the death of things, sacrifice things, and with the death card here. If you want to be that star, if you want to continue to shine bright like a diamond, this is what has to be done. You end up in hermit mode, sitting there waiting your turn. You see how they back here getting it on, and he's just sitting here waiting. See this man, you see how he is in the aggressive position? He got her turned over, hitting her from the back. When he get through with her, he gonna get him. And he's sitting there. You see how he looking? You see how he looking just as down and depressed here? In deep thought about the situation, about what's really going on, about what's really happening here. He know he next. This is going on, y'all. This is what's happening. This is sexual harassment. It is unlawful to harass a person, an applicant, or an employee because of that person's sex. Unwelcome sexual advances. Requests for sexual favors. Or any other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. It is against the law to require a person to perform sexually for employment. This is a job or career of any kind, whether contracts are involved or not. It is illegal to require a person to perform sexually for promotions, advances, raises, or higher work opportunities. But this is going on every day. And the very people who created the damn laws are the very ones who are breaking the laws every day. You mean to tell me the only way I can succeed is to be sodomized? It's to throw my head on planes and be pimped out in traffic and passed around like a fucking puppet. That's exactly what it is. And they expect you to be tempered, to be pure in nature, and willingly accept this abuse. And you got to hang around and wait till it's your turn. And when it's your turn, you have to be in agreement to allow yourself to continue to be used and abused like this if you want to move on and move further to calmer waters. For those of them who are in power, those of them who are making millions and billions and trillions of dollars, it gets into some really dark things. That's when the play with children come in. You see how it's always multiple people? This is a man and a woman back here. But you see how he's sitting here? This is the Page of Cups here. They tell y'all you want more money. This is what you got to do. This is the Ten of Coins here. There's a large amount of wealth here. This is what you have worked towards, worked for. This is what you got to do for work. You see this position that she's sitting in here? This is a position that somebody is in when they're trying to protect themselves. When they feel used. Nobody is sitting like this after making love for somebody that they're in love with. This is Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins talks about the money one makes from the work that they do. Do you see how she's looking? Does she look happy? It's just another joker that she done been pimped out or passed around to, paying her for sex. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's required of you. And don't get it twisted, because I told you, the women in power are just as ruthless. So if you think because you work for a woman, she done been there, done that, moved on. Did it so well that she done worked herself up to a position of power and authority. She ain't serving but nothing of it. She's serving is nothing more than a madam at this point. These are sneaky, freaky, creepy, low down, dirty do-ins that go on behind the scene, behind closed doors. You look real close. That's 4 people right there. There's a whole foursome right here. All kinds of things is going on behind the scenes for money. For money. Why is it that everything always leads back to sex? You have to partake. You don't get it yet? The 3 of Cups. This is third party situations. This is what you got to do. You have to endure a whole lot with the 7 of Wands here. You see that lizard that's sitting on the table? This here is a shape-shifting reptilian ass motherfucker here. Yeah, you got to mix and mingle with all kinds, baby. Yeah. These are the ones that you traffic to. That's cross seas and all things. Chariot here. These are the ones that give you them gifts of abundance. 6 coins talk about giving and receiving. Give and thou shalt receive. Yeah, see, you got to give for you to receive. From the Queen of Swords here. That will smooth cut your ass if you ain't doing what she wants you to do, how she wants you to do it. Because she the magician here. They magicians. They with that witchery. Them rituals, some blood sacrifices. They know all the tricks of the trades, you see. All that hocus pocus, witchcraft, black magic, voodoo practices that goes on here. Even more of this young energy here. The brutalization of innocence, purity. You see? That's why she's sitting here in this water here. This brings about sadness and loss to so many. They can't speak out, but it's the very thing that gives them the motivation and determination to move forward. But there's several things. With the 7 of Cups here, the 7 of Cups talks about options. Talks about multiple different things that one have to do, that one have to be a part of, they have to, participate in for them to stay relevant. Stay on top. They went to the crossroads and they made this decision. Wrong decision, but they made the decision. And they have to keep the secrets here. With the High Priestess here, they have to keep these secrets. That's why you always see that shh. And one finger over the mouth, that shh symbolism. Don't tell the secrets. It's that secret information, that secret knowledge. They all take the oath to make this decision to partake in these secret occultic things. This is the judgments and the decision they have to make. You see how that man and that woman, you see how they got them ties around their arm. They are tied and chained to the devil. And you see the child back here. What you think they got to do to that child? There's a whole lot of trickery. Look at this. Once again, this is the man. The 7 of Swords talks about lies, lying, cheating, stealing, sneaking, creeping, trying to get away with something, manipulation, control. Look at that man. What man you know? You see like this. This man has been brutalized. You know why her back is turned? You know why you can't see her face or the genitals? Because this is a transgender that they have sent in to brutalize this man. That's why he balled up like that. Remember in the other one where I showed you that? In the 8 of Coins? How she was balled up, looked like she trying to protect herself. Don't he? She having to do this for work, for money. He having to do the same things, but he has been brutalized here. It's a man that's been turned out by another man. This person here has a penis and has brutalized this man. I'm trying to tell y'all what's really going on. This is what they have to do. To succeed, to make it. This is why they end up stuck. You see that person sneaking and creeping back there in the background? You see how she see that person, she know they she being watched. When he get through, this one gonna come in and get her. Stuck, restricted, unable to move, imprisoned, bound to this. Ultimate betrayal here. Ultimate betrayal here. If you look very closely, you see how this is a picture frame of individuals having sex here. The Ten of Swords talks about ultimate betrayal. This is what they hold over their head, of all the different compromising positions that they have gotten them in, and they'll pop that tape in, all kinds of things that they partook in. This is how they end up stuck. You got the Eight of Swords right next to the Ten of Swords. Now they juggling and they struggling. They need this money. They got to keep on doing to keep their money from coming in. But they started reflecting back on the past and everything that they done had to do. But they know they got to keep going, because it's only one way in, honey. It ain't no way out. You see all this red in here on this world card here, because when there's a completion and it's come to an end, baby, when it's over, it's over. But it ain't over until they decide to take you out. You see that when that happens, that's when the tower collapses. You see how he is in here with a young girl here, tearing her a new one, honey. But look at him. You see the guy back here with the weapon? But do you see how he's pointing at him? Look at the signs and the symbolisms. This is the tower. This is when the catastrophic event occurs. This is when it all comes crumbling down. This is sacrifice here. This is blood sacrifice here. This tower here. But this is a decision that they have made. Okay? This is why the gossip and the rumors and different things end up going around about certain things. So it relates to them here. Because of this tangle that they are part of for this money that they have to do for these individuals in power here. And they be trying having to have strength and courage and faith to endure all of these things here. And many of them, their whole family be in on it. Those of them who have come up. See, there's a lot of things that goes on, guys. You see those other people right there that's watching? They get humiliated in a whole lot of ways. They have to partake in a whole lot of things. This is sexual harassment, sexual exploitation, being degraded, humiliated, used, abused. The sun is in reverse. And no happiness, no abundance, no new beginnings. But it's something that changes their life forever when making a decision to do these things. When they get those messages, when that messenger comes in and gives them that opportunity of a lifetime, and they want to obtain that abundance. They want them hope, wishes, and dreams coming true for them. Okay? This is what they have to do. You see? Now this woman here is watching. You see how he's sitting here, she down on her knees, got to service him. This is what they have to do. This is sexual harassment at its finest. And it's covered up by your justice system, by the legal system that knows that this is going on. And they're not doing anything about it. And it's vigorous amongst those of them who are wealthy and in power and high up in government and in the industry and everything, because there's a whole lot of competition around. Once again, do you see this man here? And you see these individuals over here having sex. A lot of competition. This is what goes down. If you want that growth and that movement forward, if you want that abundance, you want that wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, when that offer come into you, this is what you got to do. This is what it boils down to. Okay? And in the end, it leaves them in mental conflict, haunted and taunted by ghosts of the past, haunted and taunted by demons. Can't eat, can't sleep, can't think. Stressed, depressed, oftentimes falling into addictions just to cope, because of all the conflict that this has caused with the Five of Swords here. All of this leads to conflict. And not only mental conflict and anguish, but physical altercation and conflict. Here, guys. This is the secret knowledge, the secret information about what is going on in mansions, in businesses, and all over the place. Satanic ritual abuse. Okay? Human organ harvesting goes on amongst these individuals on a higher level. This is happening amongst individuals who sold their soul to get the bag. This is what goes on. A lot of things, midnight, happening late at night. Human trafficking here. The individuals, the younger you get in, they have been betrayed by their mothers, who have sold them out to the industry, sold them out to the powers that be, and they stuck. These are the individuals that's gifted and talented, that is having to endure this, that is having to suffer this. This is what goes on in these dark covens. They mix and mingle with these devils. This is devils in disguise here, okay? Demons, shapeshifters, wicked, evil, two-faced individuals. A lot of time, those in the industry, those in government and power, those high up, they end up having doppelgangers and clones and things. This is how they're able to be in more than one place at a time, because if they have been sent elsewhere, trafficked elsewhere, and got another meeting or engagement or this, that, and the other, they'll use a doppelganger and a clone for that. Or if this person is hurt in some type of way and can't show for an appearance or something like that, they'll be replaced with a doppelganger or a clone for certain appearances. There's a lot of sneaky, creepy shit that goes on, guys. Now, again, this is on a higher up level, but this sexual harassment is happening on all levels just for a person to have a career here. People are being sexually harassed just to have financial freedom. These people end up hard working. They're hard working if they're underpaid. But this is what they have to do. They're told you'll be very successful. But if you want to be successful, this is what you got to do. Drug trafficking goes on as well amongst these things. These individuals as artists, they turn their pain into art, but you just don't know what all they have to do behind the scenes to make the art even possible. We have death camps here. There are some type of death camps, slaughterhouses that are being hidden in discrete locations where things are going on. Here we have competition all around you. Have white male here, white men, jealousy, envy, intimidation, black females. This happened amongst all races. Spirits say they fucked up a long time ago. White women. They are often trafficked overseas places. It's going on even overseas between the U.S. and overseas other places. Yeah. A lot of people get involved in this because of greed here. There's a lot of dark parties that goes on. A lot of things that goes on in these secret hidden dance clubs, okay? People spying on you here. Spirits say that this is pure evil. Once again, there's a lot that goes on at midnight around witching hours, okay? Invitations for special occasions. Yeah, that's deputies, mansion parties, and different things like that. We have yacht parties. These things go on yacht parties. We have bad vibes all around. Spirit is saying that this is systematic abuse that is allowed by the very people in power that knows that these things are going on. They create the rules, regulations, and bylaws. These are the very people that stand before you talking about they stand for law and order. Yet sexual harassment is commonplace amongst those of them in power and in the industry. It's the higher up you go, the more money that you make, that you acquire, the more so that you have to deal with this shit. Yeah, we got wickedness in high places, beast system, 666. Light piss off their demons. We have royalty here, riches, high priestess, wealth, privilege, superiors. Pay attention to the signs and the symbolisms all around you. Okay? Sexual harassment, like I said, is happening to all kinds of people. It's happening to office workers, okay? Clerical workers as well. We have limo here. A lot of shit goes down in limousines, obviously. We have killer couples that's amongst these individuals, high ranking, high up in power. There's shit that's going on in condos. We have Russia. We have artists here. These are artists of any kind here that's going through a lot of these things. Singers, illustrators, models, fashion designers, dancers, designers, rappers, painters. It is all kinds of artistry, film industries. Okay? We have Africa here. Starlight, Starbright. A lot of superstars and celebrities are going through these things. the most. But I'm telling you, this stuff even happens on a lower level, guys. We got shipping containers and shit. This is how trafficking of younger people are going on. They put a hit out on you to have you killed to cover your tracks. So many of these people, if they're used and abused, they are sacrificed, like I said. Many of these individuals end up experiencing family disloyalty and betrayal here, because those of them who become rich and famous and household names and different things like that, everybody around them, from their whole entourage to everybody working for them, including their families, only using them for money. Okay? We have what's done in the dark, inside job, demonic possession, Native American, Mexican women, internal affairs, house parties. You can't trust anybody. Look at this. Your family made attempts to harm you. So many of these people, families, okay, they be even out to get them, knowing at some point they're going to be sacrificed. They just want to get their hands on their money, so they go along with it. We got MK Ultra mind control here. Negative energy, abuse, bullying, antimatter, darkness, anger here. Slavery and genocide. African women. All these different races of people could be experiencing this abuse. Jamaican women are either a part of it. Kidnapper here. These people get kidnapped. They get taken other places. Okay? We got friends, family, fans. Okay? A lot of people involved here. These people get left out in the cold. We got African men, other race women. These powers that be even have police officers in their pockets, okay? The, sexual harassment could even be happening amongst police. We have CIA here, okay? They could be involved, or CIA people high up in ranking could be getting sexually harassed themselves, okay? We have doctor. So there's doctors who are sexually harassing people. Okay. Yeah, this is betrayal here. Spirit is saying they're betrayed by a multitude of people. This is disloyal. They're manipulators, liars, bad juju, deceivers, two-faced, backstabbers, gossipers. Okay. Yeah. This is what's being forced upon these people. And I get it. Everybody got choices. You know what I'm saying? Some people, you know, may be down with it. Okay. But I feel like, even if, say even if you made a conscientious decision to, you knew what you was getting into, you made a conscientious decision to sell out, you was down for selling your soul, you know, whatever, on that level to get your, you know what I'm saying? If you decide to be Luciferian or a devil worshiper or whatever, that's your business. That's your life. But I'm sorry, nobody signs up to be abused. Nobody wants to be abused. Period. Period. So I get everybody got choices and all this other shit or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Some people, they just have come to the conclusion, well, like, you know, yeah, look, I made this deal with the devil. I'm holding up my end of the bargain and this, that, and the other. But still, nobody signs up to be the hell abused. Who wants to be abused? We got FBI agents here. So FBI could know that these things are going on. Or FBI agents who are high up the ranking could be getting sexually abused as well. We got strip clubs. There's things that's going on in strip clubs where people are being where sexual harassment is going on, being sexually abused. Okay. We have Native American women, Mexican men. A lot of rumors could be going on about this or with this, okay? We have nurse here. There could be nurses that's being going through sexual harassment. We have teacher. There could be teachers going through sexual harassment. I'm telling you, these people are on different levels, okay? We have firefighter here. There could be firemen. Are you seriously serious? That's going through sexual harassment. Have penthouse here. So people could be getting raped and abused in Penthouse. Have y'all ever seen that movie, Penthouse? A group of guys had some type of party, a gathering or something at this penthouse, or what this girl was taken to this penthouse. She was drugged and shit, and they like all raped her and shit. But then, like, you know, when they were done, she was dead. You'll have to see that movie, Penthouse. I'm telling you, the truth in plain sight is in these movies. Okay. We have advancement here. So they tell you to get these advancements. You want this advancement, you want this promotion. Okay, this is what you got to do. If you want this promotion, you want this advancement, okay, this is what you have to do. Something is going on with sexual harassment in the United Kingdom, or people are being trafficked to the United Kingdom. Yeah, you have to be careful who you trust here. There are ops that's being paid to act like they like, love, or interested in people here just to sexually harass them or sexually abuse them. We have Hispanic men. There's things that's going on, Spirit is saying, on secret islands. People are being taken to secret islands and being used and abused or trafficked in various different ways, Spirit is saying. Someone could be a cook or a chef. Chefs could be getting sexually harassed in some type of way, or sexually abused in some type of way. Somebody could be an author, a writer, okay? Even amongst them, artistry is artistry, guys, okay? It's being sexually harassed, either or being sexually harassed, or or a part of sexual harassment, okay? And these people have some fiery ass anger, okay? They get mad as hell, outraged if you deny them. Spirit, are there any other messages that I need to share with the collective? Any other messages? We have lawyer. There are lawyers that are going through sexual harassment. So I'm telling y'all, different people. I'm allowing these other professions, job professions, to come out just to let you know that it's not just wealthy people that's in government, that's in power, that's in the industry, that goes through sexual harassment. This shit is happening on, even on lower levels of people. These will still be like, these are still hardworking people in certain professions. They may be in the middle class bracket to even some people who fall under the middle class bracket has been sexually harassed before. Okay? We have EMT, first responders, could be getting sexually harassed. Okay? Spirit, are there any other messages that I need to share pertaining to this message? Journalists, okay? Journalists are being sexually harassed as well. So they may be news anchors, or something, working for a specific company or something, okay? Who are being sexually harassed. This shit is ridiculous. It's wrong. Yeah, I even got news anchor here. Okay, so this may be a journalist at like a specific paper company, like newspaper, magazines companies or something. They have journalists. They're being sexually harassed. News anchors actually work for certain media companies. They're being sexually harassed. are going through some type of sexual harassment. We have store clerks here. So even people on smaller levels as store clerks are going through sexual harassment. This is a big fucking issue, okay? And nobody's doing a damn thing about it. And it's like commonplace amongst the wealthy. Like, it's a requirement. It's like an unspoken, silent requirement. They don't let you know that it's like a requirement like that, of course, until you get to under some type of contract. We got Jamaican men here, Latino woman or women, excuse me. So it's all different races of people, guys, okay? All different races of individuals all over the world. Okay, we got China here. All these places that's coming out. China came out, Africa came out, Russia came out, United Kingdom. People could be getting trafficked to these places, back and forth to these places. We got New World Order here. This is what the New World Order is about. Slavery, sexual harassment, and so on. Look at this. Travel, relocation, trips, moving. This is trafficking from place to place. These people suffering in silence from trauma that's caused on them too, from their family and beyond. Spirit, what other messages do I need to share with the collective? We have construction. My goodness, construction workers are being sexually harassed. The United States. This is a big issue going on in the United States. We have satanic sellouts here. So many of these individuals, really all of these individuals that's in secret societies, witch covens, satanic cults, okay, that are satanic sellouts, they have to go through this shit. That goes for people in government, people in power. I don't give a damn, okay? You can be a senator, a governor, a mayor. You can be a politician on any damn level. You could be a part of the House of Damn Representatives, Congress, the Supreme Court. I don't give a damn what position you have. It is not okay to be sexually harassed. It is not okay for your requirement for getting those positions is to be about who did you suck, who did you fuck, to go through some type of sexual harassment. And many of those people that's in those positions, they would never come out and say, oh yeah, this is what's happening to us, this is how we got our positions, or anything like that, because quite naturally their position would be stripped from them, and considering the fact that they're already in the position and been paid, they would be straight up killed. Straight up. But this shit goes on in the military. This goes on amongst police departments and different things. NASA, Department of Defense, Department of all kinds of positions, levels of people are experiencing sexual harassment, and nothing is being done about it. Okay, we got North Korea here. Got stalker. People are being stalked. They're being followed. They're being invaded, violated. They're being watched. They're being harassed. People who work in, we have hospitality here. People who work in hospitality could be going through sexual harassment. Oh my gosh, farmers. People who are seasonal workers working for farmers could be being sexually harassed. Okay? Especially if they're seasonal workers and they go and live on the property where they're offered some type of room and board and modest compensation. We have mad scientists here as well. Either a part of sexual harassment or being sexually harassed. Gatherings and celebrations are oftentimes people are being sexually harassed. Fighters, professional fighters, MMA or otherwise. You could be, I don't give a damn if you wrestle for WWE or some shit, okay? Fighters, professional fighters. This could be boxers. You can be a UFC fighter. You can be any kind of fighter you want to be. Part of wrestling matches or whatever. They're being sexually harassed as well. This shit is going on with them. We got Hispanic women or women, Chinese women. A lot of these people end up scared to death because there's a lot of witchcraft, sorcery, black magic, and voodoo that's going around them as well. Death spells are cast upon them for not participating. There are coaches who are sexually harassing players. I should have known. We got pastors that's involved with sexually harassing people. This could be pastors, priests, apostles, deacons, any religious leader at all, evangelists, reverends involved with sexual harassment, sexual misconduct of individuals. These are things that don't get told, that don't get talked about. We got Chinese men here. These people who are high up in power, their family is using them for money. They know that they're being mistreated and being used and abused like this, but they don't care. They go along with it because when the powers that be decide to set them up and sacrifice them, they want the money. This is crazy. And if they can't speak about it, ain't nobody gonna keep me from speaking about it. Latino men. Okay, Spirit, are there any other messages before I wrap this reading up? This causes these people to feel very insecure about themselves. They get in a position that, especially the higher up they go, they get in a position feeling like if they don't do this, that they're going to lose their job. Yeah, look, where your boss at? This shit is crazy. These people in power, they get drunk, they get violent. Comedians are being sexually harassed, used and abused as well. Comedians. They tell them they have to do this for stability, financial stability and security. Sexually harassing these people. Sexually propositioning these people, sodomizing people, raping people, forcibly making them partake, selling out, partaking in these things just to have a fucking job. Turning out people, like, it's one thing for you if you are gay and you want to be gay, that is your business. You got the right to be how you want to be, do what you want to do. You don't always got to live that life, okay? But when somebody, this has not even ever been a thought in your mind or ever been a desire, and you have some type of talent, skill, or ability, or you go to whatever position that you're trying to get, and you work hard to get yourself in that position by hard work and dedication, just for you to get there, and you found out you got to bend over and suck a dick and get turned out and all abused in all kinds of ways just to get some type of promotion or some type of deal or have some type of lucrative career, that is bullshit. And the women get treated the worst. Whether the women are, bi-curious or not or whatever, they are forcibly made to have sex with women as well as men, and the men brutalized. Oh, they'll have a dick in every one of their holes. One in their mouth, one in their back, one in the front, like everywhere. Brutalized. It's sick. We have United Nations here. This is crazy. This is all for money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. These people that force themselves upon these folks, they're mentally ill. Seriously. And they be the very ones, as soon as some shit pop off, be quick to call somebody mentally ill. Who in the fuck do you think you working for? Do you think these are sane, competent ass individuals? that literally forced you to have sex with them for you to even have your position? If that's not mentally ill, I don't know what the hell is. Spirit, are there any other we got to stop. No new friends here. Haters, frenemies, okay? Backstabbers. They don't care about you, okay? It's the reason why a lot of these people high up in power that make a lot of money, they ended up with these lookalike doppelgangers and clones and different shits of them. This is crazy. They tell you, oh, you're going to have a bright future ahead. You got a bright future. Yeah. At what cost? Because education, knowledge, degrees ain't got a damn thing to do with it. They tell you knowledge is power, but obviously your head is power. Obviously your ass is power. Obviously your vagina, your penis is power. Because that's what the hell matters. Even these sold out damn church members are a part of this. Sexual harassment. This is going on every day, people, on various different levels. People who are on poverty levels could be put in positions where they're being sexually harassed. People who are on higher up levels, working for the hospital, working for have a government job, working for any big business or corporation or anything on various different levels, and nothing is being done about it. And if any of them speak up for themselves and say something about it, try to do something about it, they get shamed, they get blamed, their name get dragged through the mud, they get ridiculed, they get judged, and then they deflect by trying to flip some shit on them to make them out to be the problem. This is crazy. We got other race men. All my race cards came out here because this is something that race don't have anything to do with it. It doesn't matter what color you are, okay? You could be orange with pink polka dots, okay? And it wouldn't matter. So color don't have nothing to do with it. This is something that is a problem that happens amongst all ethnicities of people, okay? Theme park workers. Sexual harassment and abuse is going on at theme parks or amongst theme park workers, okay? Yeah, Spirit is saying that they're dangerous. Many of them continue to go through this shit because they end up in contracts and business dealings and with people who are dangerous. That's the reason why Spirit say, don't trust them. Get out. Don't look back. But many of them so desperate to have the whatever position it is, so desperate to have fame and fortune, so desperate to have that money that you rumbling with the beast. You take the risk to rumble with the beast. We got pimping pastors here that's sexually harassing people. Okay? You want this abundance so bad that you willing to go through this. Okay? That could be people on mobster levels. Okay? People driving these luxury vehicles, okay? Flight attendants are sexually harassed, sexually propositioned, okay? We have train trips. This could either be trains being ran on people or the conductors of trains being sexually harassed. Okay? The cartel could have involvement in this. Okay? So this, the sexual harassment, guys, is a big deal. And it's something that's going on various different levels. Okay? But it's not okay. It is not okay to require a person to perform sexually for employment, for a job, a career, contracts, or etc., for promotions, advancements, raises, or higher work opportunities. This is sexual harassment. Every business, every organization could literally go down overnight for this problem alone. If people weren't so greedy, materialistic, and money hungry to actually rise up and stand up against this. But people have no idea just how awful it is for people who are being used and abused like this every single damn day. It's not okay. It is unlawful to harass a person. I don't care what your position, title, or role is. You could own the Federal Reserve. Hell, you could create the fucking money. That does not give you the right to sexually harass people and make other people feel less than, that if they are not willing to stoop to this level, that they are not qualified for having a better job with benefits or making more money. You are a hypocrite. How can you stand as leaders before the people, claiming that you are for the people, claiming that you have taken oaths to uphold the Constitution that you break every day by gross invasions of this? And I don't care. You can be the Pope, the President, the police, the Emperor, the King. Sexual harassment is not okay. It should not be a qualification, period, for a person to be in a particular work field on any level. This includes unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and any other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Is not okay. And if y'all think that these nature of things happen only amongst adults, you are sadly mistaken. Many of these people who are living through their children, they sell their children out at very young ages to the industry. And they know good and damn hell well what is going on. And they turn a blind eye and allow their children to be used and abused and programmed and brainwashed and manipulated in various different ways, just so they can live good and comfortable and get paid for it. The trauma of their children. See, they don't teach you this shit in school. Not on the grade level. Not when you go to college. See, the real things that goes on in this world, that is happening in this world, they don't teach you in school. They teach you some dumbed down bullshit in school that has nothing at all to do with the real fucking world. Because when you get in the real world, that's when you run into everything that's satanic, masonic, and demonic. They don't teach you about secret societies in school. They don't teach you about paying to play in school. They don't teach you about prostitution and human trafficking in school. But these are all requirements. If you want to be somebody, if you want to go somewhere, it's not about you waking up and paying attention. It's about you waking up. And who did you suck or fuck to get there? Because in this day and time, that's the onlyest ones that make it. And even though there's some genius-minded people in the world very knowledgeable and educated people in the world. It's a damn shame that them people go to such great lengths to put themselves in financial debt to obtain degrees and levels of education just to strive to be a part of a certain career field, only to get there to be subjected to this shit. It's an abomination. And it's absolutely absurd. And the only reason why it is tolerable is the code of ethic, because it is the way of the satanic powers that be. And those in the shadows, the creepy crawlers that's in the shadows. I thank y'all for listening. I thank you all for watching. If you would be so kind, so please like, share, and subscribe. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. For those of you who would like to contact me, you could do so at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. Or you can follow me on Instagram at shinebrightlikeadiamond36. For anyone interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated, and I do thank you in advance. You can do so through Cash App, which is $tiffdiamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies. This is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There is wickedness in high places, and there is evil that's lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch the surroundings and the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey. Keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared. Because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.